Some breaking news now regarding the identification of those people who died in the sinking of that luxury yacht earlier this week off the coast of Sicily. We can now confirm via a source close to the family of Mike Lynch that the body recovered from the Bayesian yacht off the coast of Sicily has now been identified as that of Mike Lynch, the British tech entrepreneur. There had been reports on some of the news agencies quoting an interior official in Italy that Mike Lynch had been identified. We now have confirmation of that from a source close to the family. His body was recovered from that yacht that went down earlier this week following that very fierce storm near to the city of Pto. The source close to the family also said that they believe the person still missing who the search and rescue teams are still looking for in the waters around Porto Cello is Hannah Lynch, Mike Lynch's 18-year-old daughter. So we know that a fifth body had been brought to shore. The search continues for one missing body, in the source now saying that they believe that person is Hannah, who's 18. There had been no formal identification, because under Italian law victims' families must be notified first before members of the media would be told. Investigators are still looking into what happened to that yacht. Mike Lynch's body was recovered, and we can now confirm via a source close to his family that he has been recovered from that storm. We've got a lot of tributes coming into Mike Lynch. We've been talking to a number of people who've known him for very many years, people who set up businesses with him, people who worked with him. He was widely admired and liked and given so much credit for his innovation and his energy. Mike Lynch was a member of the BBC board. He was a director on the BBC board from 2007 to 2012, and the BBC's Director General Tim Davie has been paying tribute now that the death of Mike Lynch has been confirmed. Tim Davie said, "We are deeply saddened by the awful news about the deaths of those aboard the Bayesian yacht. Mike Lynch was an ex-outstanding BBC director who made a major contribution during his time on the board. During those 5 years, wise, generous and insightful, he played a particularly key role in accelerating our transformation as a digital organization. Our thoughts are with his family and all of the others involved." We spoke a little bit earlier to David Tabazal, who was a co-founder of the autonomy company with Mike Lynch, and he said, "It looks like we've lost our dear Dr. Mike Lynch. Our rest in peace. The world has lost a genius, and his family have lost a giant of a man." And as we've been discovering, Mike Lynch sat on the boards of great many prominent institutions. We've just that mentioned that of the BBC. He also sat on the board of the British Library. And he was a fellow of the Royal Academy of Engineering, and he was given so much credit for the difference he made to the technological scene in the UK, described by many people who knew him as a charismatic and clever man, regarded by some in fact as the UK's version of Bill Gates, the Microsoft founder. And our technology editor Zoe Kleinman has been writing on the BBC News website's live page, which you can find there and also via our app, and she reminds us that he was a tech industry stalwart for over 30 years, having graduated from Cambridge and awarded an OB for his services to UK enterprise. And many people described Mike Lynch as a British tech superstar, and that his software that he developed at the firm Autonomy used a statistical method called Bayesian inference. Bayesian, of course, being the name that he gave to this luxury super yacht that sadly went down in that storm earlier this week. That statistical method helped forecasters predict more accurate outcomes, and it's still used in artificial intelligence tools today. We've been hearing about his long legal battle in the United States after 12 years of fighting an injustice, as he saw it at Mike Lynch, was dramatically acquitted in a U.S. court of 15 charges of fraud earlier this year, and he was also in line for a $300 million payout following the recent sale of a firm called Dark Trace, which he founded as part of the cybersecurity landscape in the UK. So things were really looking up for him, and 3 weeks ago he told the BBC that he felt like he was having a new lease of life, a second lease of life after the conclusion of that fraud trial. But then of course many people have thought that this trip that he was on with friends and family and colleague was intended to be a celebration of that new chapter, and he talked in that interview with the BBC that he gave a little while ago about how his wealth had helped him ride out those legal proceedings, which might have, many people might not have been able to withstand. But equally it was his wealth that put him and his family on the yacht, which has been wrecked this week as a result of that storm. There's more information coming to light as well, of reminding us of just how many achievements Mike Lynch clocked up. He was the chairman of the Francis Crick Institute, described as a human being of great ability, and was so many wonderful tributes paid to him by people who knew him for a very long time, talking about his sense of play, his sense of fun, and how fast his brain worked, how quickly he thought about new ideas and could get things to happen. Lord Brown, John Brown, said Mike Lynch should be remembered as a person who catalyzed a breed of deep tech entrepreneurs in the UK. Absolutely fundamental that he was to the tech scene in the United Kingdom. Let's just remind you of the latest developments in this story that we've been following for the last 2 or 3 days, that a source close to the Lynch family has told the BBC that the body of the British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch has been recovered from the Bayesian yacht off the coast of Sicily. The source, a family source, said that they believe that the person who's still missing, there's a 6th person that search and rescue teams haven't yet been able to find yet, in that search mission is that of Hannah, Mike Lynch's 18-year-old daughter. The search is still continuing following the sinking of the yacht. Earlier in the day, an Italian interior ministry official had been telling new organizations that the body of Mike Lynch had been retrieved from the wreck today, but under it law, victims' families have to be the first people to be informed before confirmation is shared with the media. As we know, 5 bodies have now been brought ashore, and the Italian authorities are working hard to officially identify them so they can do that inform the families who are waiting so anxiously for news of their loved ones. We already knew that on Monday, the yacht's chef Ralda Thomas had been recovered on Monday. Many tributes and condolences being shared with this very sad news about Mike Lynch, with the source close to the family confirming to the BBC that it is Mike Lynch's body that has been recovered from that yacht, and also saying that they believe the person still missing is 18-year-old Hannah Lynch, Mike Lynch's daughter. We know that Mike Lynch was very much involved in charitable works in the United Kingdom. The chief executive of Cancer Research UK, Michelle Mitchell, has shared her thoughts, saying, "We're deeply saddened to hear of the death of Mike Lynch and all those who have been affected by this tragedy." Together with his wife Angela, Mike was a valued donor to Cancer Research UK. And a member of the board for our Create the Change campaign, which funded the building of the Francis Crick Institute. She goes on to say his support has helped to bring leading scientists together under one roof to tackle the biggest health challenges faced by humankind, including cancer. Our sincerest condolences go out to all of the families affected. So just to recap, a source close to the Lynch family has confirmed to the BBC that the body of British tech entrepreneur Mike Lynch has been recovered from the yacht off the coast of Sicily. The source also saying that they believe the person still missing, still being searched for, is 18-year-old Hannah Lynch. Thanks for watching this video.